long-awaited apocalypse is almost here in Marvel Strike Force. Are you ready for that day one unlock? And will this be a character that's worth that year-long chase, or will this be a massive disappointment when he finally arrives in Marvel Strike Force? And what else is coming to Marvel Strike Force in the rest of 2023? We got our predictions for that Road Ahead blog post and everything else covered this week in this edition of your Marvel Strike Force Weekly News Update. This week, I'm joined by my brother, MrHartgrave. And if you're ready for all of that and more, ladies and gentlemen, MrHartgrave, tell him what to do.
Let's go smash it!
ValleyFlyin.
Hello. What is up, Valley Maniacs? Welcome to the ValleyFlyin channel in this edition of your Marvel Strike Force Weekly News Update. This week, I am joined by my brother, MrHartgrave. We're talking all about the latest. The big thing this week is Apocalypse. Now, if you're listening to the podcast version of this, hit that review. Give it a nice review on whatever platform you're listening to. If you're watching this on YouTube, obviously, hit that subscribe button for more great Marvel Strike Force content. At least 5 Marvel Strike Force videos per week on this ValleyFlyin channel. And of course, this is a longer video than we normally have on this channel, so there are timestamps down below. MrHartgrave, how did you enjoy this week in Marvel Strike Force, my friend?
I didn't.
You didn't?
What was
so bad about it? I mean, I didn't play a lot. I hardly yet played at all this weekend. What did you? I didn't have the Blitz. I mean, I thought this was a good weekend. What did you not enjoy about it?
Yeah, I think the people that are happy right now are people that don't really want to play the game. So that's
okay.
That's... I like to play the game. I like to play that. I'm weird. You know,
I like, there's certain game modes I like. I like Crucible. Sometimes I like War. I don't like blitzing. And just because we don't have to blitz right now, I'm thinking I'm enjoying this game right now.
Yeah, it seems like it's a low bar. They just lower the bar so much with blitz events. I think that's why they do them, right? To get us just to be happy when they're not running, and then we're like, oh, maybe this is a good game.
I guess so, right? They run those blitz events that are so horrible, and every so often we don't have them. We're like, oh, the game is awesome. We don't have the blitz right now.
Right.
All right. Well, I guess it's the different state depending on where your enjoyment of the game is. But before we get to all the news, it's time for the weekly Hoard Watch, letting you know what stuff you need to be saving this week. So we got the historic encounter coming up on March 12th. Now, for that one, you're going to need to spend campaign energy. So save all your campaign energy, save all your refreshes, and you're going to need to core the Minerva event. So if you are wanting to do that, you probably want to save some power cores, although there's a power core spending event going on right now. You said there's some other things that we need to be watching out for. We do have this charging station milestones where you need to earn your power cords, but we have that going on right now anyways. So that would, if you hoard that too much, that's going to screw up the current charging station milestone. Yeah. You're also saying Blitz credits and ISO 8 energy. Why should we save our Blitz credits and our ISO 8 energy, MrHartgrave?
I believe there have been some data mines related to that, and it's just good practice anyways to kind of hoard everything. Blitz credits, isotope 8 energy, raid credits, just kind of hoard everything. We haven't had any indication that that's changing. So that's just still what we're doing in Marvel Strike Force. We're not opening anything.
What about your raid credits? I don't know if we're going to get caught. It doesn't look like we're getting caught in the assault, but are you still saving your raid credits?
I would still say hoard them.
Hoard everything. All right.
I'm hoarding everything. Yeah.
Now, this To the Moon event is going to be for Moonstone. Do you remember what the data mine said? I was looking for data mines. I couldn't find them. All I know is this is an event related to Moonstone's release, though. What do you know what we need to do activity-wise based on what we've seen in the data mines for this?
Not based on what I've seen in the data mines, and things are still subject to change. It's an event that I'm familiar with, and I've been able to give a little feedback on, and I hope that feedback is responded to.
Okay. Well, one of the reasons that you may not feel there's a lot to do in the game, and myself as well, is because of the milestones that we have in the game for this month. The memory lane milestones, these are supposed to celebrate the 5th year anniversary of Marvel Strike Force. So before we get to these milestones and everything, what would you say is the best thing that's happened in Marvel Strike Force over the past 5 years?
Over the past 5 years?
I know it's a hard question. I'm throwing this on you. Off the top of your head, is there something that really stands out? The best thing, or maybe the most memorable thing? Let's talk about the most memorable thing. Maybe there's not a best thing that stands out.
The first run of the Morgan Le Fay Scourge was insanely fun for me. I really enjoyed it because we didn't know anything about it. There weren't any guides or help videos on it. And I just remember it was me and the game, and I was just playing it, kind of nonstop. It was the most addicted I've ever been to the game. Nice. Where I was really enjoying it though. I was having fun. I was going through, I was like, oh, I can get this score. Well, maybe if I can add this scourge, I can get a little bit higher. And I had a couple of people I was talking to. So I was like, hey, what are you running? Oh, you can do that. Well, I did this. You can try that. And it was so fun. And like, it felt like a community experience. And I wasn't really paying attention to the leaderboard or trying to outdo anybody or aiming for anything. I was just trying to do a little bit better every time. And each iteration of Scourge after that got kind of less fun. I don't know for what reason, whether it was me being familiar with it, maybe once you kind of figured out how they worked, you could kind of apply the same principles to every Scourge. And but just that first experience with it was very cool. I hope something like that happens again.
I gotta say that was a very good experience. I did enjoy that. I did a lot of runs that first Morgan Le Fay run. I didn't do too many and the subsequent Scourges, but yeah, that was a very fun experience. And I gotta say, I think it's the most fun I'm having is playing Cosmic Crucible. Now, if you guys are on stream, you know that it's also a very frustrating experience as well when I screw up, and a lot of that's when I screw up, not something going wrong in the game. But two of the things, the thing that you had the most fun with, the thing that I'm having the most fun with, was added last year, which is kind of weird because there's a lot of negativity that went on from last year as well, and a lot of negative things that happened last year. But I think the two biggest things, at least for you and me, are there. Let me know what is your most memorable thing or your most favorite thing in Marvel Strike Force over the past 5 years. But I do want to talk about this event and how it compares to the 4th anniversary. Now, I didn't remember everything that happened, but you have some stats on this, some notes on what happened for the 4th year anniversary. So how does this 5th year compare to what happened in the 4th year? Because I think some players are like, this is not good, and then there's some people that are saying this is actually better than what we had in the 4th. So what do you remember from the 4th? Is this better, worse, or the same?
It is so much less. I looked back at what was happening at the same time last year, and it was the first run of Pocket Dimension, the first Tower, the first Morgan Le Fay Scourge. So like all of the most rewarding, fun activities, actual gameplay was happening last year. What do we have this year? We have a bunch of events that you cannot get down to the bottom of, a lot of milestones that cannot be completed. Last year we had an event store that was rewarding us for every action we did in the game, and that we could spend that currency. Remember the cauldrons?
Was that for the 5th year, or was that Christmas? I remember they did something like that in Christmas.
Yeah, well, they were doing event stores, but I think the Cauldron one was one of the better ones.
Okay.
Because it wasn't focused on a character release. It was just focused on getting you whatever gear you needed to get. People were still trying to get Doctor Doom and Dormammu at that time.
Gotcha.
So it was geared around getting you into those game modes. Now, this year, we have Apocalypse. So yes. I would assume that all these events would be geared around helping people kind of make up the difference and get Apocalypse. However, they are not. They're not giving out large amounts or any amounts of blue isotope level 4. And for a lot of people, the main problem is they don't even have the characters unlocked. And I think that's a shame.
So they are giving some of the original characters here, some of the characters required for that Apocalypse mission, but none of the Horsemen characters, nobody else is in this memory lane milestone. Should they have had more Horsemen or given us more Horsemen in this situation?
Yes. I mean, heroic Asgardians, you literally do not need them for that Scourge. You only need them if you want to shoot for a top 50 score. Okay. Which I did, but I'm an idiot. But you, the regular player, you can just use, Thor, Hulk, Iron Man. You don't need any of this stuff. So yeah, that's absurd. And then what we have coming up here, starting, I think tomorrow, if you're airing this video on Thursday,
it's coming today. It's coming today.
Yeah, Historic Encounter is absurd. They have Agatha shards on there, but you can't get them. The event is structured to the point where you're not going to be able to get them.
Now, some of these events seem bad. What gives me a little hope, though, is the Strike celebration is until March 25th. And I know the anniversary for this game is towards the end of March. Do you think that we're going to get more things celebrating this as we approach the actual anniversary date, or is this it?
I'm urging that. So I've been raging out about this. You've seen some of it in the Envoy server.
Oh, yeah.
And
I don't know what we can talk about and can't talk about, though. So
yeah,
I'm silent on all that stuff.
Yeah, I can say that I am urging them to do better. What has happened so far, and with keeping in mind what was going on last year, there was so much going on last year, and so much geared to help players start getting ready for Scourges, right?
Yes.
So I think at this point, we just need to help people unlock the characters. Let's get some Agatha shard. Let's make Agatha farmable. Is that crazy?
Oh my goodness. She's still not farmable. That's crazy.
Did you do that? I mean, this was a good week in that we got Brawn finally, and we're going to talk about
it. That's good. Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Gamma is fully farmable now. Cool.
Yes.
Let's get Unlimited and Darkhold out there for people. Let them take their first steps. I understand if you don't want to just hand them Apocalypse, but we should be helping people out. For the 5th year, that's the most exciting thing going on. Everyone's going to be unlocking Apocalypse like tomorrow. Let's help people do that for the 5th year, right?
Well, they still have a few weeks till it becomes the 25th. Then when there is that Strike celebration. And I'm not sure how much in advance notice they need to switch these events or make them more friendly for players or get more stuff or make it feel more like a 5th anniversary celebration instead of just, all right, this is what I need to hoard and spend it this time. Now I need to hoard this and I spend it this time. And happy anniversary because we're hoarding just like we want.
It feels I think that's the big problem with it. It just feels like a normal cycle.
Normal month with less stuff to do is what I'm getting.
And there's no character being released through the monthly calendar. It's characters that we as veterans already have maxed out, and I know people need to catch up with those. And I guess it is nice to give players more shards of Kestrel and Deathpool and Weaver. However, we kind of already had the celebration.
Weaver is a little weird, yes.
I mean, maybe that's
new players, the Weaver shards are great, though. Anybody that's playing for a little while should have already got to 4,000 Weaver shards, and it's kind of pointless. But yeah,
maybe we blew our anniversary celebration by already getting Weaver to.
Yeah, we're decimal point. Jeff already gave us an early anniversary celebration. Weaver, 4,000 shards for everyone.
I guess I can't complain.
All right, Dad. All right, but hey, in addition to all this stuff going on, all these events, you got a sweepstake, MrHartgrave, and for this, everybody is gonna get the Shield Medic costume from Team Up Tales. 25 winners will get the art book and a pin, and 475 winners will get a pin. Did you enter this? And if so, how many times have you entered this?
Yeah, I've been entering it daily. Hey, for the anniversary, do you think you can get a new episode of Team Up Tales with the Medic to remind everybody what the heck they're talking about?
That would be great. That would be great. I don't know if this is true, but I heard they lost the rights to the voice actor, which is why they took that all off the site. But hopefully they get a new voice actor or get the rights back and can get that up. I don't know if that's true, but I did hear that at one point, though. So
wait. So the videos aren't even up on the site?
I don't think they're on Strike. They haven't been on Strike Force site for a while. I looked at some of the early ones, but yeah, Shield Medic from back in the day. But it may or may not be the reason why. But that is what I heard.
That's like tragic though. Like they're trying to release this as part of their history and they can't even show it.
Yeah. Well.
Oh, that's sad.
All right, and the big news. Not just the 5th anniversary, but the arrival of Apocalypse. And this is footage from the test server on that last mission here as we start to look at this footage here. Now, as far as Apocalypse, are you going to be ready on day 1 for this character?
Yes, I'll be unlocking my baby Apocalypse and taking him to the highest levels.
And when do you expect to get that Big Daddy Apocalypse? In 2023, or is that more of a 2024 goal?
No, it's going to happen this year. I've heard people speculate on when because I don't spend a lot, right? I spend between 10 and 20 bucks a month, maybe. And so people are speculating, oh, Hartgrave, you're not going to get the big Apocalypse, for years. It's going to be, I'm like, no, I think I'll be fine. I do need a lot of characters at Isotope Blue level 5, right?
Yeah.
But I think the thing to keep in mind is that they're going to start loosening up level 4 and level 5. I mean,
They should. They've done that in the past, and they haven't said that, but they've always done that in the past. So we're assuming that they will.
It's not under embargo anymore. I did ask them the question, and they did say that it was their intention to eventually have that system not be as punitive to switch classes.
Okay.
So
that'd be good if there's some new change coming. Yeah.
Yeah. The overall vision is for it to be not be so difficult to take your characters to level 5 that you can't change classes. So if that's the overall, I don't know how long it's going to take. It might take 2 years. But eventually, I think it's going to be like, I have a new character, I take him to blue level 5, and I'm good. I think it's going to be like Star Trek kind of feels. It's going to be automatic.
How did you feel about this overall chase for Apocalypse? You know, the Scourges, at least the Morgan Le Fay one you liked, and I guess it got less and less and less as they went along. For me, I would compare these Scourges to legendary events. So I felt these Scourges were a lot better than the previous legendary events we've had. More people would have been access, and it's more based around strategy and actually gameplay rather than just, oh, I got the stars, give me the unlock. So I did like that. This unlock for Apocalypse, though, I would compare it to more Dark Dimension. And I guess the big negative on this is everybody has to build the same characters. There's no choice. Whereas Dark Dimension, we did get a choice. We got to choose whether we bring in a big, good character that is going to give us a lot of value, or we just take in someone very cheap that may not be the best, but it'll get us into that node right away. What did you like and what did you not like about this chase for Apocalypse?
Yeah, I mean, I love Scourges. I think it was great. I think there's a lot of player agency there, actually. As far as, and depending on your pace. If you want to be top 50, well, then you got to build the right stuff. You got to have all your node 5 and 10 teams. You have to build everything. If you want to, I know there's a strategy out there. I think this might be one of the smartest strategies. Wait until the third time and then push for top 50. And then you have a lot more freedom on what you can do. It's a lower score that you need to hit. So I think it's really cool. I think that there's the most player agency in Scourges. By design, I think it's a very friendly game mode. Sagas are lame. Having to have everybody take the same characters up to the same levels. You can't actually try the level until you have the characters over leveled to the point where you can almost just do it on auto, and there's no reason to even play it. Like, I think Sagas would be infinitely better if they said, okay, it's recommended that you have the characters at tier 17, level 5 blue, but you can try it at any level. Go ahead.
I compare that to Dark Dimension, though. We did have gear requirements and things for Dark Dimension. So for the Sagas and that chase for Apocalypse, I think that's like they're trying something different with Apocalypse. Than they did with Dark Dimension. I don't know. Did you feel? I guess it didn't hit for a lot of players. Did it hit for you though, or were there some things good, or some things that you would like change, or were there aspects that you enjoyed about this?
About Sagas or
about the Sagas? Yeah, these Sagas and the chase for Apocalypse. Not the Scourges, the Sagas, and then the Apocalypse Saga as well.
Yeah, I think that, I reviewed all of the releases from last year as opposed to this year, and this year was much better than the year before as far as release methods. And a big part of that was releasing these legendary characters through the Scourges. The Sagas, they just really don't hit for me. And I guess I don't feel like I've earned anything. I mean, I know I've earned it because I've played for a year. I've done all their events. I've done all the grind. To be able to have all the gear I need to get into the Sagas and complete them. But actually completing them feels very like, oh, I guess that's done. Whereas completing a Dark Dimension kind of felt momentous. Like, I've been struggling at this every day for like a month. Yeah. And now I've unlocked Dormammu. That actually feels impactful. I think me unlocking Apocalypse tomorrow, I don't know. It's just going to be like, okay, I guess I get my stuff now.
Well, I guess that's the other thing about the Dark Dimension, right? You could go in with a not as good team, but you make a little bit of progress every single day, whereas these are a little different. You need to have the teams fully built up in order to even progress. And I don't know, I do like the challenge of that. I do like that these are challenging because, as you can see, this is the easiest of all the 3 game modes, and it's still pretty challenging. We got some tough characters in here. I did not face the middle difficulty, the second difficulty, or the hard one. So I do like there's some challenge in this, and it's not just I don't know. I think it would be a little too easy if we could just piece away at this, but it would allow more players. So I guess there's negatives and positives to all this stuff.
You know what my biggest concern is that with Dark Dimension, you can evolve. You can change what roster you take into that. Yeah. So the roster you use to beat Dark Dimension with, Dark Dimension 5 with today is a much different roster than what I beat it with. And that's good because that means you're building the
That's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah.
Is a guy like, what's someone going to do, a year from now and they want to go get Apocalypse and
build up your Phantom X and Scarlet Witch and all the other characters that you may not care about at all. But if you want Apocalypse, you have to care about them.
Yeah, they're way out of the meta now. They don't work anymore. What happens when you're building Death Seed and when it's no longer even a meta raid team, and you're building it up to tier 17? I mean,
hopefully, if we're complaining enough about it now, they can get a good solution so that a year from now, they ease up the requirements a little for this, so that players don't have to go through what we did to do all this, because we get to enjoy this a full year earlier, 2 years earlier, or whatever, and they get these characters late. They shouldn't have to do as much and go through the same grind that we do. So hopefully they figure something out with that. Let me ask you about his overall impact in the game, though, for Apocalypse. What do you think his value in the game is going to be? You tested him on a test server in a few different game modes, and I think the big area that people are going to be wanting to use him in is Arena. So what do you think is his impact going to be in Arena? And then we'll get to some of these other game modes that he's going to be relevant in, or maybe relevant in.
Yeah, I didn't actually get to test Arena, but from what I know...
None of us did. None of us did, because it wasn't available.
Not as of recording this. This is how it goes.
All right, but based on his kit, even if you didn't get firsthand, based on his kit, what do you think his value is going to be in Arena?
And more what we've been told as far as what the intention is that this should be the Apex Arena team. Now, they did say that they don't want it just to be Apocalypse versus Apocalypse, like Horseman versus Horseman.
Yeah.
They wanted it to be like, maybe you would take out Archangel, maybe you would take out Morgan Le Fay, put in Weaver, put in Kang, and have the meta kind of be a little more interesting than just... I
like that. That'd be good.
They don't want another... They viewed Infinity Watch versus Infinity Watch as stale and bad. That was not...
The first couple times you did that battle is like cool, but you do that same battle 5 times a day for months and it's not fun.
I think they like what's going on now, where we have like Dormammu +4, and people are kind of building around that. So this is going to be a little more rigid, where I think you got to have like 3 horsemen.
Okay. But do you think Kang does fit into the new meta when Apocalypse arrives? He does have that tech character. He's a tech, right? And then he has Apocalypse has synergy with tech and mutants as well as the Horsemen. So is Kang gonna be in the raid meta and the Arena meta? Because that was a rework I don't think they were planning to do.
I don't know. I don't really see it. I mean, he does have a nice speed advantage. I think if anything, it would be for he's kind of like just a better version of
just for offense. Kang is horrible on Arena defense, but Arena offense, I'm wondering he may be in the meta there.
It's possible. The only thing is that they don't revive, right? And that's like Kang really counters Dormammu teams well.
Gotcha.
I don't know how well he's going to counter Apocalypse teams.
All right. Well, we will see. Now, you have used him in some other game modes.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts of him in other game modes? I think you fought him in Crucible on defense. How did that go? You're laughing there.
Yeah. Well, there's a video on my channel.
Yes.
So
and because that was released as we were recording, what goes on in that video? I haven't had a chance to watch it yet.
Yeah. Your full Horseman team is probably not going to become Cosmic Crucible defense meta. It doesn't
save them for offense. Save them for offense is what you're saying.
I don't know. Like this is so interesting to me. I mean, this is probably the most interesting thing that's happening in the game right now is where does Apocalypse fit in various game modes? We know that kind of the full team is good for the Arena. Mm-hmm. What am I going to do with them in Cosmic Crucible? I mean, the answer's coming on my channel. I film all my Cosmic Crucible attacks. I put them out there. And what I'm going to be trying to figure out what to do is like, does he work with another team? Is there another, can he slot in? Is he a plug and play, or does he need his other Apocalypse? Because I have uses for Unlimited X-Men. I have uses for Gamma. I have uses for Darkhold. I don't really have any uses for Death Seed. Archangel is
they're
kind
good
of
enough. They're good on offense. They're pretty good on offense.
I guess so.
They take out Underworld. They take out Young Avengers. Sort of take. It's not a clean win, but they take out Young Avengers. They're okay.
I think my question is going to be: is Apocalypse +4 better than Infinity Watch? That's the Cosmic Crucible team that is closest to dropping off of being relevant for me is Infinity Watch. They're older, and is there a kind of meta team I can make with Apocalypse, not Horsemen, that is better than that?
Yeah, I think the Horsemen, at least in a game mode like Cosmic Crucible, where you want multiple teams, I don't think the full Apocalypse team is going to be on in Crucible.
I don't think so. What if I know actually maybe he gets added to Infinity Watch. This might be one of my first moves. Pull off Moondragon. She's not doing much. Put Apocalypse on. Is that?
Or maybe lean into that mutant and tech synergy. Maybe he goes with something else. I mean, I just. That Gamma team is so strong. That Unlimited is so strong. I don't see how you build them, break them up to make one super strong team. So probably not super impactful in the Crucible, is at least as far as a full Horseman team. But yeah, the question is, where is he going to slot in? Now, I did want to talk about the order to build these teams, because there's one point that, and it may not matter, honestly, for this Apocalypse difficulty. I know the reason I say it doesn't matter, it probably won't matter. To get into this difficulty, you need all of these characters at Gear 17, ISO 8, T2 level 5 on all of them. But we look at some of these first time rewards. This first node has Darkhold, Unlimited X-Men. Third node has Gamma, and then the fourth node has Death Seed. We got some pretty good first rewards in a few of these nodes. So the first node here is requiring Death Seed. You get an additional star for your Apocalypse. So building up from that 2 red stars to that 3rd red star. When you use your Unlimited X-Men, you don't get anything else. When you use your Gamma team, you get additional shards of Apocalypse. Now it says 100 here, but I do believe it's going to be enough to get you from a 5-star Apocalypse to a 6-star. And then last but not least, with this Death Seed, that is where you're going to get that next red star for Apocalypse. So taking him from a 3 to a 4 with this star. So if you're building him in a certain order, maybe you don't have all your characters ready. Maybe you have the gear on them, but maybe they're not strong enough to build it. Well, these are the teams you should focus on to get some of these first time rewards, because as you can see, the 6th gold star for Apocalypse, you don't need to complete the whole thing. And then for the 3rd and 4th red star for Apocalypse, you don't need to make anything. So does this mean anything to you, or is this just like a nice little fact we can get some of these stars beforehand, but because we need all the gear and everything, does this even matter at this point?
Doesn't change too much for me, and for some people it doesn't matter at all. Like if you have Gamma unlocked, which is fully farmable now, but you don't have like Darkhold unlocked because Agatha still isn't farmable, me telling you to build Darkhold before Gamma doesn't really mean a whole lot. What I would suggest is finish Gamma, because you're going to get a lot of rewards just for finishing Gamma that you can use to finish another team. And are
you talking Gamma specifically? Because for me, that's a tough team to finish, because there's 3 characters on that team that take that Gamma radiation. I went and did Unlimited X-Men, finished that saga, got the rogue outfit, and then got a bunch, almost 2 million or a little over 2 million ISO 8 blue level 4 ions to complete the 3 characters, Weaver, Kestrel, and Deathpool. So that I would recommend.
Well, that you messed up. You see, that's what matters to us. If you're going for level 5s, Weaver, Deathpool, and Kestrel are the last ones you want to put level 5 on.
Oh, they're level 4. They're level 4. I put I got the level 4 in them, not the level 5. Because I'm not putting it on those characters. I'm putting it on Darkhold first.
There you go. If you're up to level 5, then you want to make sure all your level 5s are going on Darkhold, so that you get a little more. I think do you get some level 5s if you beat the level 5?
You do get some level 5s on his first time rewards.
Look, it doesn't matter that much, guys. Like we can stress out about it all day, but the rewards aren't that amazing. It's just, it kind of helps. It's a little extra.
All right. Well, what is this is the big bad this year, Apocalypse. The chase is almost over for most players. What is going to be the next big bad? Do you have a prediction? And do you think they're going to go back to these Dark Dimension style releases or do this like Apocalypse, but hearing our feedback and maybe making some changes to make it a little more, keeping the things that we like and taking out the things that we don't? What do you think is going to be the next big chase that we have here in Marvel Strike Force?
Yeah, that's the rumblings. That's the sense I get, is that we're not going back to the old legendary releases. Like when we said Masters of Evil is going to be required for the next legendary, I think they mean it's going to be a Node 5 and Node 10 Scourge release. At least that's what I hope. And I hope that they, do something to the legacy Scourges that makes sense. Like, I think they should just make all 4 of the legacy Scourges just available for people to beat. I don't know. Put them in their own section and just have them show up one after the other.
I think eventually they will. They have the permanent legendaries and they have some reoccurring legendaries. Well, with those permanent legendaries, I think eventually they're going to go there, but they waited like a year or two to make them permanent. So it might be a while, but if they do that, I'm glad that they do. I'm glad whenever they do that.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because now we're stuck into this cycle of when these Scourges come back, me and you have to beat them, even though we have the characters at 7 stars. We have to beat them at 1,000,000.5 points every time, which it's gonna get old eventually, right?
It's gonna get easy eventually. Yeah, maybe not the pestilence one, but the other 3 will eventually be easy.
I don't know. It's kind of weird though. It's like, oh, I guess I gotta play this old content again.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned some good news, MrHartgrave, earlier when you mentioned that we got Brawn Farmable in the Blitz Orbs yesterday. So, how many Blitz Orbs did you have, and where's your Brawn right now?
Yeah, I had like 150 Blitz Orbs.
How many did you get from those 150?
How many Brawn shards? I think I was 50 shards away or so from the 6 star, and I got those.
Nice.
And I think I got like an extra 50 shards. I haven't opened all my Blitz credits down. I have a lot of Blitz credits. I blitz a lot, Valley.
Yeah. I thought I blitzed a lot, but you take it to a different level, my friend.
Yeah, I had 300,000 Blitz credits. And I think I blew through maybe 50,000 of them or so, just getting some extra shards. But I need 300 for the next star, so I don't know. I might try to get them.
Just open it, my friend. So I had 230 orbs saved because I don't open these. I got 115 shards, so that seemed pretty good. And then I spent the rest of these Blitz credits to get him up to 7 stars. So, and I guess the other good thing that more people aren't talking about is this guy. It is Morbin time. He is now farmable because for me, some players count Brawn being farmable in the orbs. And yeah, you can get a large charge, but technically Morbius is now farmable. Are you happy it's Morbin time now, MrHartgrave?
Well, I'm always happy when it's Morbin time, but
more darkness, the better, right?
Damn right. I just wish he was usable in the game, man. Dark Hunters is such like a nothing team right now in the meta. It's pretty sad.
They're good against Heroes for Hire and War, but that's about it.
Yeah, and people have messed that up because they keep putting Absorbing Man and Captain America in there and Red Guardian. Makes me sad.
Red Guardian doesn't eliminate the Weapons X counter, but it does screw up this counter, the Dark Hunters counter.
I got a pretty big Dark Hunter, so I still power through them.
If that Red Guardian is there.
Prevail against
it has to be the Morbius, my friend. I think you must have a very big Morbius. All right, let's talk about the team going on right now. We just got this full team complete. You're saying that this team is still very good even without this final piece of Moonstone. Have you seen footage and the testing of this full Masters of Evil team? We finally got them this week. And if so, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I actually tested them back before they were released. Videos on my channel.
On the test server, yes. All right. Yeah. So what are your thoughts on his full team compared to a 4-piece?
Yeah, no difference.
No difference.
I haven't seen any difference in what they can do. They don't need Moonstone.
So that was a bad purchase I made with Moonstone, huh?
I think so. I don't think. Well, here's the good thing. I was just thinking about this. Well, who are we gonna put with Apocalypse? Masters of Evil is so good. I think you can run it as a 3-person team, and then maybe you can take those other 2 people and put them with Apocalypse and do something.
Oh, okay.
Possible. They're so good. I think
depends what you're facing though. It depends what your opponent has on defense. Because
not really.
No. All right.
No, they're insanely good. I mean, the only team that I think gives them a problem, and I have a video of it coming out tomorrow, is the 4-piece Masters of Evil versus Unlimited X-Men in Room 4.
Okay.
But even then, it really wasn't much of a challenge whatsoever, and they didn't.
The 5-piece took them out though.
Oh yeah, the 5-piece.
The 5-piece is very easy. So I guess that would be the only difference. If you're facing an Unlimited X-Men in Room 4. That's the difference, but it seems like these Masters of Evil goes well against the Wakandans or the War Dogs in Room 6.
Yeah.
Any other surprises that you've noticed with this team, or are they performing as strong as you thought they were?
Yeah, stronger. I didn't know you could run them as a 4-piece. I didn't test that when I first checked them out. That's just something I'm doing in practicality, and so weak as well. I mean, I got 3 stars on one of these guys because these events were so horrible that released them.
Ugh, yeah.
And they're still doing great. They don't need it. They're fantastic.
Good. Well, let's talk about this character, the Moonstone, the new character in the game right now. And Shadow's saying she's a good, maybe not the most important part of this team, but comparable to 2099. If you compare the 2099's value on the Tangled team, do you see that in Moonstone, or are they overestimating the value of Moonstone, or overestimating her value?
They're definitely overestimating her.
They are, okay.
I mean, if the 4-piece can run over an Unlimited X-Men, 1 million power, if my 800K Masters of Evil can destroy a 1 million power Unlimited X-Men in Room 4 without her, I really don't get her value. I get that she reduces
focus. She gives more focus. Look at this. Look at this wall of text here on their passive.
Like, they don't need the focus. They don't need it. And it might depend on what the rest of your team is. I have a very big Ultron, right? I'm a very early adopter of Ultron. So he's already gear tier 16, level 90. He is ready to go. And I find that my Ultron just kind of, it's actually better to have no one so that you can have more Ultron bots. Ultron bots are better than Moonstone any day.
Oh my goodness! All right, I may disagree with you on that, but I don't have enough playtesting under my belt to give an accurate assessment there. All right, so good character may not be necessary to do some of the punch-ups that you wanted to do in this game mode. Let's talk about one of the events that's going on right now, or all of these events. Let's start with this one, this cold storage event. This is a controversial one tied to your alliance. I was very happy when they got rid of coordinated assault, only to find that they're bringing it back in a different way. And this is all right. There's a couple ways to look at this. You could look at this as a bonus for players that purchased this, or this is screwing up players that didn't purchase this. How do you look at this event? Is it a bonus for people that did purchase it, or is it punishing the people that didn't?
I think the Moonstone part actually matters that much. It's so heavily weighted for Cosmic Crucible credits. The people it's punishing are people who didn't hoard, or people who don't have alliances that hoard. Like, I think it's one thing for me to be so into this game that I'm watching all these videos, I'm reading all these, blogs, and I'm paying attention. I'm in the Envoy program. I'm doing all this. I'm so much above and beyond a normal player, right? How can I expect 23 other guys to be on the same page? I had members of my alliance who was like top 20 alliance. They collected their Cosmic Crucible credits, and I'm sitting in there being like, guys, don't collect anything, please. The day of, I'm typing in the chat because it was all known by then. I was like, do not collect your Cosmic Crucible credits. And people literally typing after me being like, I collected them. I'm like, no, don't stop.
That's funny.
Doing that.
That's funny. That's funny.
So And to expect the whole game to be
they are playing Marvel Strike Force from the first 4 years. They're not playing the game as it is today, where you got to hoard everything. It's a different game. They're playing the old game. This is we're at the anniversary, the 5th anniversary, where you have to hoard everything.
You know what's funny is you guys are all playing like me now. I find that people are more coming to my channel and being like, HeartGrave, that what you've been saying for years is like how we have to play this game now. And I'm like, I'm sorry, guys. I'm really sorry. No one should have to play this game the way I do. I play it. I'm wrong, man. It's not fun. I'm not having a good time.
What could have made this event better?
What
could have made this event better? What would have made this this is an awesome event from where you are now? What would have made it change? Is it using these limits a little better? Not having Moonstone in this, or not spending a power core? What have made this better?
This was an absolute failure of the limited system. And this is one thing I've been just raging out about constantly, is the first time we brought in the limited system, it was used properly. It had, like, this limit is fine. Have the limit of a million, 0.2 points, right?
Well,
1.2 million is fine, but have the Cosmic Crucible credits be worth like more, so that one round of Cosmic Crucible will hit the limit. That way it doesn't matter whoever hoarded or who didn't hoard. You get
so instead of 1 point, have the limits be worth a lot more, significantly more, so that hoarding is not required.
Remove the hoarding by using the limited system properly.
That's what I thought the limit system was for. They're like, all right, we don't know how to stop this hoarding. We made an inbox from 30 days to 7 days. All right, you guys are still hoarding your stuff. We got this new limit system. We're making the event simpler, and I thought it was so it wouldn't hoard, but
I swear to God,
a lot of hoarding.
Whoever, if there's multiple guys working on this, whoever worked on this didn't get the damn memo. Like, they don't understand how it works like that. And that's I wish I could say it nicer than that, but look, you clearly don't understand the way this is supposed to work.
All right, so
it's not right.
All right. Hopefully the event designers got a message and started making these a little more fun. All right. Other event we have going on right now. We got so many events going on right now. This cold storage, I just clicked on that. We want to go to the charging station milestone. That's this one right here, where you need to earn power cores. Now, I was saving my arena payouts for a long time for this, and I still don't think I'm going to hit that milestone 20. How much saving did you do, and where are you going to end up on this milestone?
Yeah, 7 days. I always have the last 7 days hoarded, and we have to keep doing that, by the way. This is going to reoccur every week. I think they just run into each other, right?
Yeah, it is every week. It goes from the 5th, and every week we're having a new one. So that first week we could have hoarded. After that, no more hoarding unless you're screwing a subsequent week.
I tell you what, a lot of veteran players, once you hit a certain amount of days, you got 300 cores, you can hoard that. You can do achievement hoarding.
Oh, in this section here. Yeah, I've already claimed all that stuff.
It's too bad.
I should have watched your memos and your lines, brother.
Yeah, and then you got the new strike passes. When the new strike passes come in, you can hoard those.
I did claim that. I did hoard that. I did hoard that for this thing.
All right.
Now, is this worth the ISO 8 blue? We would have coordinated assault 2 times a month. I think it was once when I first introduced it, but we eventually had it 2 times a month. We got these charging station 4 times a month. Now, how does that compare to the amount of ISO 8 4 that we're getting on this? Is it more or less? It seems like less on the surface, but we're getting 4 events rather than 2. So how do you know? How is this resources?
I don't actually care. But the one thing, I'll tell you what really does.
Because you're done for Apocalypse already. So you're like, screw that.
I actually already have everybody at Blue Isotope 4, so I'm really not keeping track. But I'll tell you what this thing does make me upset about is they make me want Victory Blueprint back. And I hate them for that because I didn't like Victory Blueprint at all, but now I miss it.
All right, which one was the Victory Blueprint? I'm getting confused with all these names.
That was the War Attacks, and what was it? It was you could go into the War store and buy Stark Tech credits.
Oh, that was pretty good.
And max it out that way. And I missed that because there was I think that was the most.
Well, they didn't realize all the places that we could get that stuff and how we could hoard that stuff and like, oh shoot, they're hoarding too much. This is too friendly of an event.
That was a good event.
It was. It was.
And I can't believe I feel so bad for bad mouthing it at the time and saying that I didn't like it. And now I'm like, God, it was the best one.
Isn't this what you wanted, Hartgrave?
No, it's not. I want Victory Blueprint back.
You got to work on your messaging because they're confused.
I know.
All right, next, we got another event going on right now. This is a Commander's Catch. This is about spending gold, spending power cores. So we got 2 events going on where you need to spend power cores. So the good thing is we could double up on this stuff. What is it worth pushing for this? Is it worth spending this stuff? I didn't see anything that I'm really like, I need that right now in these milestones for this Commander's Cache.
No, it's awful. It's ridiculous.
Wait, is it awful in the sense that I guess let me flip on you. We don't need to do this.
Well,
we don't need to spend our gold. So there's 2 ways to look at this.
It's awful because I want to spend my gold, man. Like I said, my Masters of Evil is limping along. You know, it's level 8. I guess it's not limping along. It's dominating, but it's
you want it to dominate more. This is even more dominating.
I want to build stuff, and what this is making me think is that maybe I shouldn't spend my gold right now. Maybe I should keep hoarding my gold for the next time it comes around, because we know this thing's going to come around again, or if this doesn't come around, another gold spending event's going to happen. So yeah, this one doesn't have anything on it, so I guess
I'm just building up my characters, man. I'm building up my characters, and if I get points in this milestone, then I do, and if I don't, then yeah. But I'm not spending it just for this milestone. I'm spending it how I'm going to spend it, and where I end up is where I end up. I'm not too concerned with this one.
That's pretty much how I feel about it too. And you know, it's what if you need it too. Like, and I needed Kang. I needed Kang to be level 92 yesterday, so I spent 4 million and made it happen. And I'm gonna need Apocalypse fully leveled. I don't think I can get away with not having Apocalypse fully leveled when he comes out at my level of the game.
Well, I think most players are gonna have that baby Apocalypse. I think it's gonna be very rare to have that daddy Apocalypse. I think there's gonna be less than 200 players with a big daddy Apocalypse in the first week or so.
Hopefully they're just fighting each other. I don't want to
let them fight each other
anywhere near them. I'm staying out of Masters League. I'm staying out of high level war. I don't want any part of you, dude. You go have fun with that thing. I don't want to see it.
Right. Well, MrHartgrave, we got another event coming up. We talked a little bit about this historic counter. Yeah. Now we got 2 dates for it. The latest blog post says March 10th, but the first blog post we had says March 12th. I'm going to go with the latest one because this is more recent. But what do you think this is starting on the 10th or the 12th?
I think we'll know today because it should at least hit the game today so we can see it and then hopefully go live tomorrow.
All right, this is on Archangel though. Archangel, get your dates right. You're doing a lot of good stuff, but I think these dates being one date on one blog and one date on another, this is on Archangel. So come on, brother. All right, so with this one, we talked about this. You need to spend campaign energy. This is one of these that it's not just spending campaign energy. You need to spend it on certain nodes. You're gonna get some of these points for this orb here. The orb is going to be called I don't know what the orb is called, but a historic orb fragment. And you can get some stuff in there. I guess it's okay. I guess the controversial thing here, spending the commando energy from the Community Commando event. Now, we talked about this a little beforehand. I think it's good that they're bringing these events back. It's good for newer players. But as far as making older players spend these cores on this to complete this event, doesn't feel good. Are you going to spend cores on this event? Are you going to spend all your commando energy and get all these nodes for this Doc Ock slick costume? I wonder if it's slick as if it's as slick as that new animation from Yelena that I'm not sure if it's in the game yet.
I didn't know about that one. You're gonna Yelena. I'll have to take your word for it.
They mentioned it. They mentioned on one of the updates, Yelena's getting a new slick animation. And then I used Yelena and I didn't notice any difference.
Interesting. Only 500 people are getting that Doc Ock costume.
Yes. Are you going to be one of the 500? Are you going to go crazy on this event?
That's impossible for me at least. The other problem is that even if it's when the event starts too. It's not just when the milestone goes live. Because like we had this problem with Cylon. Is the milestone started and then the event didn't start until the next day, which drastically reduced the amount of points that were available.
We can't even calculate all this stuff out because we don't know when the Minerva event is actually starting. We have this date here. But yeah, who knows when it's going to start? It could start a day later, 2 days later, like it originally was in the game before you complain. It's like, hey, you need to get this going on right now.
That needs to happen yesterday, and then it happened a day from then, and it was so. And here's the limited system being abused again, where it could be good, but they've screwed it up. And I don't know. How
much of you think them screwing that up is malicious, or maybe not malicious, but on purpose, and they're designing the events this way to make the most profit? How much is this just they're getting the numbers wrong? They want these events to be friendlier, and they're not. Yeah, I mean, you've seen some of the conversations in the Envoy chat, like, oh, this was supposed to be an easy event. Why is it? No, this is not the right. And then they're like, yeah, this is supposed to be hard. So what do you think is the intent of this one? This is supposed to be a hard one or an easy one?
It's supposed to be, whenever there's a limit, it's supposed to be easy to hit the limit. And so when it's hard to hit the limit, they have
not in a one we have going on right now though, with the Crucible one. That was impossible to hit.
Yeah, well, they screwed up. That's all there is to it. They are using the limited system wrong. They screwed up. And this is by their definition of the limited system, not mine.
It's supposed to make it easier is what they say, Hartgrave. It's not easier for you?
And so like, yeah, if historic encounter is limited, right, then you are supposed to get the extra points because you can only get like 80,000 points. You need 217,000 to get the Doc Ock costume or get into the top or complete the milestones.
Yeah, the top 500 here are going to get that costume. And
so the way you're supposed to get that is like buying orb fragments, basically, which is, or buying offers or whatever, which is fine.
Buying offers.
Fine. Now, is that the kind of event we should be running for a 5-year anniversary? No, but okay. It's 5 years, guys. Give us money.
All right. I'm just hoping that as we approach this anniversary towards the end of the month, these events get better and better and better, and we have more hope of fun things coming to Marvel Strike Force.
It's the 5th year anniversary, and 500 people get the Dr. Octopus costume. There you go. Celebration.
100 per year. That's it.
Yeah, that's nice.
Generous. And but again, looking at the bright side, at least Doc Ock's not useful anywhere in the game. So all these people that get this costume, we're going to see them on War defense, so we'll get to enjoy it. These people that get this costume, they're not going to be able to enjoy it.
I don't even think
we're going to fight them.
Defense. I don't even think where is Doc Ock anymore? I guess, I don't know.
I see him on Marauder sometimes. It makes that clone of Kestrel, stopping the clone when Kestrel was charged.
That's so weird.
All right. Last but not least, 2023. It is now March, and I'm waiting for a road ahead blog post. When do you think it's coming? What do you think it's gonna be? Are we gonna get word of the new legendary Masters of Evil? They keep teasing it. Masters of Evil is gonna be unlocking a legendary character. They also mentioned that Quicksilver is being released through Crucible.
Yeah.
Maybe we're getting word on that because we've never had a Crucible released character before. So maybe word on that. Is there a new raid coming? Other new game modes? I was pleasantly surprised with Crucible last year. And Pocket Dimension and the Tower mode did have its good and bad about it. What do you think is going to be in this 2023 Road Ahead blog post?
Wow, that would assume I had some hope, which I'm not known for.
I'm the positive one. You're the negative one.
All right, I guess
sometimes it switches though.
Sometimes I really just hope that they announce another year-long release. Because I think it was fine. I think they could improve upon it. I don't think Apocalypse was handled correctly, but I think it could have been. So I like to see them take another crack at that and do it better.
Do you like that they tried something new and just trying something instead of just copy and pasting Dark Dimension? I don't think that. I think there's some issues with this, but do you like that they at least tried something new, or would you have preferred just like keep doing what you're doing? We know this stuff. This has been fun for us in the past, or would that have gotten stale?
I'll tell you what, I'm less disgusted by the release of Apocalypse than I have been by Dark Dimension. It was really gross to watch people drop like 30 grand, 100 grand, like so blatantly to get Dormammu, like, in the first week. I didn't need that.
If they want that, they can have that.
I mean, it's fine.
I'm fine with whatever people want to do with their money. It's not putting themselves and family in a bad situation. But if spending that much doesn't even make a dent, then
I guess I don't need to see it. I don't need to think about it. And I think Apocalypse was more gameplay centered, which is nice with the Scourges. And I would like to see more gameplay in Marvel Strike Force is what I'm hoping for always.
Less hoarding, more game. I like that. That sounds fun to me. Do you think we're going to get a new game mode this year, or are they going to be like touching up some of these other game modes, making them a little better, maybe making them more fun to play? What do you think we're getting as far as content?
I would assume that they are just going to work on upcoming game modes. That's the kind of stuff I've been kind of getting rumblings from, is that's kind of what they're doing. I don't know if they have a new big game mode that they're going to add in. I don't know if they need one. They definitely have some game modes that could use some improvement. Hopefully not RTA.
All right. I'm glad they got rid of that or made that unimportant. Now, final question here. What quality of life changes do you want to see coming to Marvel Strike Force, or at least announced in that 2023 road ahead whenever we get that?
Auto claim, guys. We got to do something about it.
Get rid of it. You know what we do need auto claim on? Like milestones, claiming milestones. You know, all those Blitz milestones, I can claim those one at a time.
Yeah.
Put the auto claim on that. My mail, I don't want auto claim on. On my milestones, I want auto claim though.
Maybe. But we got to get rid of the mail one. That's just messing so many people up.
Yeah, that I don't think that's been. I think out of all the months that it's been in the game, it's benefited me once. Yeah. Every other time that it's went off accidentally, I'm like, oh, that sucks. That's not good. So
nobody likes it. I get at least one person a day sends me something being like, auto claim got me. My life, and it feels so. It's got to feel awful. It's never happened to me, but man, if it happened to me, I'd be like, maybe I should just uninstall.
It's happened to me 3 times. Happened to me 3 times, Hartgrave. So the other thing they could do that would make it not as much of an issue, eliminate these hoarding events as well. Do you think we're gonna get some ease on these hoarding events, or that's the only way they know how to make events nowadays?
They don't seem very creative, Valley.
All right. Well, hopefully they get some infusion of creativity in 2023, because I want it. That's about it. That's all I have for this week on the news. MrHartgrave, is there anything else that you need to get off your chest, or anything else you have coming up that you want to promote, my friend?
I got a channel for that, so you can go check us out at MrHartgrave over there on YouTube or live on Twitch. And I just put out 2 pretty great videos. I do periodically, I'll put out an unlock guide and a beginner's guide. Nice. Kind of going over all the meta characters that are in the game and what you need to do to get them and what they're used for, and best Isotope 8 classes and all that kind of stuff. People seem to really like them, so if you haven't seen them yet, go check them out. All right, guys, links to the channel is going to be down below. Make sure you go check out the videos. He puts out some really good stuff, and subscribe as well. He's trying to grow his channel, so subscribe to him and check him out on Twitch, everything, guys. Thank you guys for watching. If you haven't already subscribed to this channel, we do this at least 5 times, or videos 5 times a week, and we do this news video every single week about everything going on in Marvel Strike Force, good, bad, indifferent, what is coming up, and everything to help you keep your Marvel Strike Force experience good in a positive, fun way. Check out some of the other videos on the channel. Check me out on social media. I will see you guys next time. Hartgrave, have a great rest of your day. Are you ready for this fist bump, my friend? I think so. Here we go. Hog fist bump, ValleyFlyin, MrHartgrave out. I'll see you guys next time. Have a great week.